Today I'm making a dash video, 70-72 Chevelle dash with round gauges. I'm going to try to go over as much as I know. I'm going to try to show you what you need to know in case you're thinking about getting one of these or you have one and you're trying to go through it. I'm going to go through all the correct, as much as I know. These are the vents I did in another video. I know they're upside down, but I swear there's a picture of them like this in the assembly manual. I'm going to leave them like that. Just to see that I had a video we can restore them where they look like this, because these are functional. They don't look like garbage. Almost every Chevelle you see, the vents look like garbage in it. Whenever you're converting to a freaking dash with gauges like this one, you need to go ahead and buy that $350 kit, because number one, no, circuit boards are different. Can't use that. And the main thing you need to consider when you're buying a dash is that the wiring harnesses are not interchangeable. So that's why I recommend you getting a freaking used Monte Carlo dash right out of the car, because you're going to need that wiring harness. I'm going to show you how to get the headlight switch out, and then you're going to push this button, and then this is just going to come right out. Okay, reach in there and you got to find that button that I showed you. We're going to pull this out all the way. You're going to push the button in and pull this out. Okay, that's all you're going to do, man. It's real simple. Fits right in there perfect. Alright. Take that out. It's got a little, only goes in there one way. Put your switch back together so you don't lose it. Remember, put this back to the bottoms out. There you go. Whatever. Here's another thing that you need to know when you're doing one of these. These are $30 right here. See the glue? It would have been glued to the dash. Be very careful. This will fall out and you will have to buy one for $30 freaking dollars. So the circuit boards are different. Have to go back and restore this. I forgot to do it, but this is the correct brake, Ebrake handle. It's gonna have this weird clip on there. This is just gonna go in there like this. I'm not gonna put it in there because I gotta clean it. I gotta restore it. I'm just showing you. You need to go ahead and do this before you forget, because you will forget when you're trying to put this in the car on a weekend. You're gonna have 3 grounds coming out here by your windshield wiper. Go to your windshield wiper switch. I guess they're 3 different lengths. The assembly manual says for the short one to go housing. This would be in the car closest to the driver's side. You're gonna ground it on here. Just showing you this, man, because this is so freaking important that, I mean, I just can't explain how important this is. So the long one, we're just gonna mark it pedal, because it's the long one. This is gonna go to the cluster. And then the middle one, wiper. This is very important, man. This seems like it's bullshit, but when I put this on the car, everything's gonna work. Another thing is, this is your headlight switch. You have another ground right here. And it's funny because, as you can see, some asshole cut it off. Really? I had to re-solder it, splice it and solder it. We don't have to mark this one, but this one's gonna go in on your headlight switch. I'm gonna show you putting it all in the car, but so you don't break your stuff. This just comes out whatever. You have to take this out before you can take this out. So this just pulls out right here. Now, you might have to play around with this, but I just hold it right here with my finger, and on the back, you're gonna just twist counterclockwise. You'll see it. You'll see it better when I put it back on, but, and then this just comes right out. That's all it is. See, we're holding my finger and I was just unscrewing this. 2 screws here, and then there's 2 right there. One of them broke the tab on the dash. Oh yeah, take this bastard one off first. Now you're gonna want to close it and be very careful so you don't scratch your dash. See, because it's lined up right now, so kind of get a grip on it. If you don't have that cigarette lighter out, it's not going to come out. It comes out from the inside. You got to be careful because this is all fresh painted. Now, glove box, real simple. Switch thing up here should have a 5/16 on it for the low light. That's all it is. Just got 4 for the hinge. The reason I'm showing you this because this rubber might be bad on yours. You need that rubber piece on there, and that's all that looks like. Just those, actually different screws for the hinge on mine. I don't know. Anyway, just showing you that. Uses the same screws here and there. Whatever, just going over that. I restored this too. I'm gonna show you how to get the lock off. I'm gonna end up breaking it off because these are freaking stuck. Don't be fooled by these other videos out there that show them getting this off real easy. It's not easy to get off. Get some tape like this. Well, this is just the method if you're gonna get prepared in case you have to pry right here, because you probably are gonna end up having to do that. Nobody shows you this shit. Look right there, you'll see a little brass tab or some kind of tab pop up whenever we close it. And this is simulating being closed. See that? Let's do it again. Can't really see shit. You'll see like something poke up in there. I see something kind of peaked. We're gonna push him in, and we're pushing him in. There's gonna be a bunch of them little guys. Now, see, you can't get a grip on this, man. That's the problem. So I'll take 2 screwdrivers and evenly apply pressure, and it's gonna pop off anyway, man. Don't worry about it. It has one position. You're gonna JB weld it. That's what I've done to my other one. It works fine. Now you can get a grip on it, see? Close it. See the little pin? There. See it pop out? You gotta push it down. Push it in. But now you're gonna have to try to pull this out a little bit. See, it's gonna pull out a little bit. It's kind of hard to do. And you're going to have more of those pins in there, so kind of pull it out as far as you can. Another pin, this one's brass. Push them in. We're going to try to pull them out farther. See? Pull that a little bit more. Another one, push them in. See, it's coming out more now. One last one. Alright, now you get it out. Alright. Be careful, those can fall out, but just keep this. JB weld this back together. If you got that tumbler thing out, this is an octagon. This is not a freaking hexagon. Okay, so Allen wrenches, I mean, I guess you could get one in there, but it's not right. They do sell a tool for that. I'm just using this giant screwdriver that actually like locks itself in there. This does not matter, dude. You can do this so many different ways. It's not even gonna show. Just get it loose. That's all it takes. It needs to be installed to the right with these little stupid teeth things right here. Because if you don't, man, this thing will hang up and all kinds of crap. So this is how it's gonna go in the car. We're gonna test fit it, make sure we can get it back out. We're gonna put it in like this to the right. Nobody ever tells you this. Push these little tabs in as they go. Kind of get it started like that a little bit, and then you're going to take your test it out. Alright, now we're gonna practice taking it off. So then that's how we learn, man. Now you're a freaking glove box master. Push this like it's closing, gonna see the tab exposed. Alright. Push it in. And now you're gonna kind of wiggle this out. So it pulls out a little bit. See, it comes out more, another tab. Just really want you to understand this because it's freaking complicated. See? Came out on the right side. That's why we put it back in the right side. First of all, you have that brake light. This little red lens, it costs $30 if you lost it. Just kind of sticks in there. And then I'm going to put 2 little drops of super glue and just hold it down for a few seconds. Okay, we just got it in there for right now. We can go back and put it. Oh no, it's holding. So that's all that was. Pretty simple. We're going to do the windshield wiper switch. Windshield wiper switch. Tape it off so don't scratch your dash when you're fitting it in there. These are the windshield wiper switch screws. They're kind of short version of the longer ones you find on the dash. And then we're going to be using the ground strap. Windshield wiper. The way it's going to go in there, it's like this. Okay. Just watch how I do it. Okay. All this stuff is cleaned off. This is all I do. Pretty good. And anytime you're grounding this stuff out, you're going to clean your grounds up real good. Whenever you're doing grounds, don't forget to put these in there. Go ahead and put your little grounding things on here. I'm just going to put them on this one. We're just going to put this guy in here, this screw in here to line it up when we tighten it. Now this is a ground, so you will need to put a little bit of torque on it, but not too much. It is plastic. All right, now this guy right here, we're going to wait because we're just going to get him started, and then we're going to make sure he's on there cleaned up. All right, we're going to go ahead and take this thing back out for now. Now we're going to put the cluster in. It's real simple. It's 7 screws. The longer 1/4 inch head. 7 of them. Wire harness is going to have two little clips right here and right here. They're going to go right here and right here. Go ahead and hook them up. Got our wire harness comfortable where it's not going to break the dash. We're going to locate those 3 grounds. We're going to take the second longest one, I marked it wiper, and we're going to connect them back down here. That bolt we took off, screw. But we need to use a little Alright, we're just gonna put the little star thing on there. We're grounding it right now. We're tightening up pretty good. Alright, now that's grounded. Alright. Go ahead and hook the wipers up. Get that out of the way. that's hooked up. Now, the shorter of the 3 grounds marked cluster, we're gonna tighten it to the cluster right there. I am gonna put one of these on it. Alright. On the assembly manual, which is very difficult to look at sometimes, it almost looks like that this long ground is grounded to the emergency brake pedal housing over here somewhere, but I can't tell. It looks like it could be grounded right here, but on several cars I've taken apart, they actually had the one I have going to the wiper and this one both grounded right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and ground it to this. It's using the star thing. Cleaned off. All right, now I'm pretty comfortable with that ground now. So, and don't forget, man, to clean all these under here and under here, right here, whenever you clean them off real good, because this is going to ground this part to the body of the car, which is also very important. Watch carefully how I do the freaking headlight switch. It can be difficult. The way you're going to do this headlight switch is you're going to have to start this little thing in there first. Don't scratch it. That started in there. Now I said, like, my harness has one for it, so this one first on mine. Just kind of get them in place. And this is going to take some patience. You get the little tab started. And to tighten the other side, I'm just using the AC control brackets, the electrical tape around them for like a big Phillips screwdriver. Alright, tighten it up however much you feel like you need to tighten it up. Alright, we'll go ahead and put the vent in while we're on this side. Vents are just going to use these 5/16 head coarse screws, about a 1/2 inch long. Alright, now moving over to the center part of the dash. That side's pretty much covered over there. Just the main things were those grounds. Very important. We're going to go over to the center of the dash. Man, I don't even know if these are the right things on here. But I'm going to go ahead and take this off, because I'm gonna run vintage air on mine, so it doesn't need any blower motor relay or anything on there. Also, I'm using a vintage air, so I don't know if it's going to use this or not. This is for the heater AC controls, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave this guy on here. Onto this center thing part. I'm running vintage air on my car, so I don't know what it uses on the factory AC and heater controls, but I left it on there because I don't want to cut anything off. that I don't know about. Okay, so this goes to your clock, in case you're wondering, and this goes to your radio. This is what the radio connector is supposed to look like. Super rare to have this on the car. Cigarette lighter and the heater control light. I'm going to show you how to put the heater controls in. I'm running vintage air on my car, so I'm not going to use this, but I am going to show you the correct way this goes in there in case you're trying to figure it out, because it is not simply common sense. So this bracket right here, let's get him out of the way. He's going to go on last. It's going to use the longer screws like we did the cluster. Wrap your knobs so you don't scratch your dash up. This piece, like I said, goes in there first. It's going to sit on that little cradle like that. You can go ahead and get these screws on the right end. Got it kind of balancing. Get your center vent. The center vent is going to go over this tab right here. Get this top one started up here first and run it in snug all the way. Next, we're going to put the one on this side over here to hold it. Alright, this is the bracket that goes right there, and you can see how I shaved off. It used to look like that, and I had to grind that off. You might want to go ahead and do that because the vent will set up real high on one corner and look really stupid. So just take a note of that. You might have to shave your bracket off that goes in here like that, or the center vent might set up high on the top right side. That's why I did this. This is going to go in here like that. See it clear? Now you can see better how this little cutout right here doesn't interfere with the vent. Just being a bitch. Alright. So see the layers that it's in? It's the housing first, then the black vent, and then the bracket like that. Well, here's a dash right out of a car, and you can see this is an original one nobody's ever messed with. And that bracket for the center vent, the steel bracket is first, then the heater control. But you can also see how this is a 72 and it already has that notch cut out on the top of the steel bracket. High beam, low beam switch or whatever, you're just going to put it on continuity test. Real simple test in case you have no idea. So all we're going to do is we're going to move the probe back and forth to this one and this one. Let's see, it's got power on this one. Let's just pretend that's low beam. We're going to push it to high beam. That's all it does. This little bastard right here, the glove box light, found out, man, I had to test him hot. I could not get this thing to work with the continuity test. I don't know if you can see positive or negative. Yeah, barely. And then we're gonna run positive over here. Yeah, you might have to take this guy apart, but just always check if he works. Suck to have that on the car and find out it doesn't work. Anyway, now this is one of those things that nobody seems to know anything about, but I had a car that I actually took these off of these rubber things. I looked in the assembly manual and it actually has a picture of these being installed where the ashtray would hit these. So be aware that when you buy the rubber bumper kit, it comes, you have to put these in there, man. You cannot skip that, dude. You're gonna knock the paint off of all kinds of shit. I shaved this top one off, and you can see how the factory, that bump. Anyway, shave that bump off if you're having a gap right here on your dash. And just a little tip. Under the steering wheel dash cover, it's different from the sweep style dash. I cleaned this place up right here, and I'm going to show you how to, just the way I did my radio, in case your dash is screwed up and you had to cut it out. The radio has a metric screw here, threaded place. I just threaded it for standard. number 8 by 32 screw. This is just like some aluminum that I bent and cut to make a little bracket, just to give you an idea. And I drilled that hole, and show you how I did it. So you're going to be able to feel your radio when it's centered. When it's centered like that. And you can see I had to bend my bracket a little bit, modify it. But you're going to have to make a bracket like this, because the bracket is also going to pull the radio back, and you are going to be able to lock those tabs in there. But you're going to need something to hold it back and hold it up. Okay, so find your teeter-tottering balancing point. All I did was just mark it, put this in here where it was perfect. Alright, you are going to have to drill down into your dash, so just be aware you're going to have a little spike that you might have to grind off. Oh yeah. And you can see that's in there really good, and that's just how I did that radio. Alright, thank you.